Hello, 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 hello. Y'all, I think I got a treat for y'all. I hope I got a treat. Sorry, I was reading something. Um, I kind of created a story that I want to share. So it's going to be story time. So come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I hope y'all enjoyed this story I created. I might write a book. No. But yeah, I was thinking about, I just recently did a critic review on a movie that I saw. So I kind of enjoyed it. And then I got a compliment saying that I'm a good storyteller. So, okay, let me do another story. I guess I could, read a book too, to tell the story. But again, I was just thinking and I came up with this story that I want to read, share, express my thoughts in between, and kind of just share. Y'all to see where I'm going with this. But anyway, thank you for your time and each and every moment you spend with Myra. Y'all, I gotta get some more glasses. It's been almost 2 years. Yeah, and these not working no more for me. So, on to my story. It's about two married couples. Now, the woman that's married, she's rich. She's rich. But her husband, his work keeps him traveling, right? So he travels maybe at least 3 weeks out of the month. So he's home maybe 1 week of the month. And that's not guaranteed every month. But for sure, he's gone 3 weeks every month. But they are rich. Now, the guy, okay, first I'm going to give them names. The woman that's married, that's going to be April. The man that's married, that's going to be John. Now, John is married, happily married, except right now he's struggling. They're having a hard time financially, right? And somehow a mutual friend of April and John introduced them. It wasn't to hook them up. It just, they was at a gathering and, hey, this is such and such a, this is such and such a. And like right away, they kind of connected as far as communication, right? And they kind of like had some of the same but different issues where they both needed to vent. I'll say that. Ashamed to tell somebody what they're struggling with, in their marriage and what their needs are that they're not getting fulfilled in their marriage. So they vented and communicated that to each other, right? The conversation, just say they spent the whole day together conversing, venting, So in the end, well, not in the end, at the end of the day that they spent together, venting, talking, listening, you know, understanding each other. Um, they both agreed um, to a contract. And I named this contract the offer, right? The offer. They both put down in this contract, it was written down, signed, and dated, right? John, they both discussed, first of all, what they wanted, what they needed, and what they was going to agree upon in this contract. Of course, April being rich, it was money for John, you know, because John was struggling financially with his family. And for April, April wanted companionship. She wanted sponsors, like going on dates or business. She needed somebody to escort her. She needed somebody to fulfill those lonely nights. She needed somebody to be there to talk to. Now, again, mind you, her husband is gone 3 weeks out of the month. And this couple is rich, but he's gone a lot. So she's alone a lot. And John is at home with his wife, happy, but they're struggling financially. So John need April financially because she got it. And April need that companionship that she's not getting as often as she wanted. Again, they wrote this down. Both signed it. Both agreed, dated it. Right? Okay, so everything's going good. John able to take care of his family financially. The family's happy. He's even created a better life, you know, than what they even thought they wanted, I'll say. John and his wife was like a just old-fashioned family style couple. They didn't require much. Their love was enough for them. But again, they were struggling financially. So this extra money, you know, they was like, wow. So again, more than what they expected or wanted, you know. It was great. April was happy, you know. John was there in between, you know, the times that her husband wasn't. John was her companion, her date. She needed a conversation. John was there. Now, there was an issue because now John was lying to his wife, right? About where this money was actually coming from, about where he was spending his time when he wasn't at home, the phone calls, you know. But he tended to manage it. He was able to manage it, you know, when the wife did inquire or, you know, ask questions. You know, he kept it down. He would explain to April, okay, you know, the wife is, you know, starting to ask questions, so I kind of gotta, you know, keep that level. And April was being understanding, okay? April was being understanding. So they was good. They was good. Both kept up the end of the contract. So John and his wife doing good, doing great, right? April and her husband was okay. I mean, when they was together, April thought they were great. But in the back of April's mind, she don't know what her husband is actually doing for 3 weeks. So, you know, her mind was racing as well. So as time went on and the contract was getting close to ending, right? Again, because they dated it, you know, they thought it through, I'll say. They thought it through. They dated it. They put in what they wanted, what they needed, and they both agreed. They even put ending on this contract, right? Now, it was getting time, closer to the time for the contract to expire. And John was kind of happy because, you know, he had, you know, created a good life for his family. And he felt that if, you know, at this time, there was a little bit above. So the job that he had was going to keep them okay. He got ahead. And now he didn't have to lie to his wife no more. No more lying. You know, he's spending more time at home. You know, of course he had to work. But it was like, with the contract, he working, trying to spend time at home, and with April, right? To fulfill that contract. But now that the contract is almost over, again, John was, you know, relieved. I'm going to get some relief. You know, I can focus on my family. But April wasn't ready for the contract to end. She wanted to renew the contract. And April also wanted to add some additional requirements in the contract. April wanted overnight stays. April wanted weekends, getaways, you know, with John in this new contract that she wanted. But John, you know, he tried to explain to April, you know, I appreciate, you know, what you've done, you know, for me. And this was a contract that we both agreed upon. And I kept my end of the bargain. You kept your end of the bargain. And now, you know, the contract has ended or is about to end. Again, April was not having it. April's mindset was, I'm rich. I get what I want. That's why I pay well. Now, it was never stated how much April was paying John. And this was a weekly basis. It was never stated. No. So first, April offered more money for a new contract because she knew she wanted more things in this contract. You know, John said no. You know, we already took a risk. And he felt as if he took a bigger risk because John felt that I love my wife. I love my family. I don't want to lose them. He felt that April was, you know, she didn't feel the same way about her husband that he felt about his wife. So he was trying to explain that to her. You know, we did it. We took the risk, you know, and now it's ending. And right now, they're at a point where they're okay. If they end this contract, nobody really got hurt, you know, as far as his wife and family and her husband. April still was not having it. I pay for what I want, and I get what I want. John continued to say no. So, April, being rich, April had connections. So April had their first contract amended, adjusted, changed. She changed the expiration date. She added in her weekends, overnight stays, as if this was the initial contract, right? And then she told John she would take him to court because they have a legal binding contract that they both signed, and he will be forced to live up to his part of this contract. Now, of course, John know he don't have the money to fight April in court. John don't want to risk his wife finding out about this contract. The courts, in the courts, he don't want to risk it. So he said he would try to go along with it. Again, he said he would try. Of course, April, she didn't hear that he was going to try, because that's not what she wanted. You're going to do it. I got the contract. I'll take you to court if you don't fulfill it. Again, the overnight stays was almost impossible for John to fulfill. How could he explain this to his wife? Now, it got to the point where John would stay out later, but not all night. April wanted all night. April wanted weekend getaways. Now, if the overnight stay was almost impossible, how was John going to explain a weekend getaway? Out of the blue, wherever you're getting this money from, however you explain this to your wife, now all of a sudden it's requiring you to be gone for the whole weekend. He could not explain that to his wife, so he did not do it. So now they conversing again. April is upset because she's not getting what she wants. Well, she feel like she's not getting what she's paying for. And the wife, John's wife, started getting phone calls, hang up phone calls. All right? Hold on, y'all. And, okay. I got my notes because I just wrote this out now. So, the phone call started, right? First, it was just, hello, hang up. Hello, hang up. And then, sometime, she get a message. The message would say she need to watch her husband. Her husband is a liar, and she should not trust him. So John's wife didn't tell him about the calls, the hang-up calls now. But she did bring it to his attention about these messages. Why is someone telling me I shouldn't trust you? Why are they saying my husband is a liar and I should watch him? What? Out of a sudden now, out of the blue, I got to watch my husband. I shouldn't trust my husband. So John talked to his wife and explained to her, babe, people are here just jealous. If they see a couple, doing well, happy, they okay. You got people that just wants to come in and interrupt that happiness. Add in some doubt, which is true. That could be true, right? People see you happy, everything's going well, and let me stick something in there. I got to break that up. I got to do something to it. It's too smooth. I got to throw a dagger in it. It happens. It does happen. So John explained it to his wife. So his wife loved him. His wife do trust him. So she's, yeah, babe, you're right, because she didn't physically really see anything to make her want to doubt her husband. Again, he explained the time he had to spend away because of this money, right? But again, I guess he explained it in a way where she understood, to get this money, hey, I got to spend more time at work, or, be on call, or whatever the issue was. But it wasn't where she thought that he was cheating on her. I'll say that. So John knew where these calls was coming from, because April had already threatened him, to go to court, and he wasn't fulfilling his end of the contract. How could he, without risking his wife finding out, without risking losing his family? So he talks to April. Yes, April said, I did it. I get what I want. I do what I gotta do to get what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's my part. But yeah, rich, controlling. She feels that her money, she have money to get what she want. Her money to buy what she want. Use it to her advantage, But again, the contract is starting to change. This is not what John agreed upon. John fulfilled his end of the initial contract, right? April fulfilled hers too, but now April wants more. And I just want to say this. Even though y'all talked about it, talked it through, agreed, wrote it down, signed it, things change. This is what y'all agreed upon. Because sometimes you go in, but the way you come out could be surprising. Again, this is not what John agreed upon. He did his part. April wanted more. Now, maybe if April would have brought this up in the beginning, John would have said no, because he know he can't stay out all night. He know he can't do weekends. So he probably would have said no, right? But April feel, I got money. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to pacify him with this. But then when it's time to renew the contract, I'm going to push it up some. And I'm going to offer him more money. Because if I bought him once with money, I can buy him again. Just going to give him some more money. Money is nothing to April. She's rich. So she feel I could buy him. And she felt that I did buy him for this first contract. Now she want to buy another contract and add more to it. So again, now April threatens to tell John's wife, right? I'll just tell her myself and show her this signed contract. Of course, John don't want his wife to know. Of course he don't want April to tell his wife. He's scared now. He's scared now. Now he's performing out of fear. So the phone calls started coming to the wife more frequent because John's still not staying out all night. Again, he's staying later, but he's not staying all night. And he haven't done one weekend getaway. So after the threat of, he got this fear that she's going to tell his wife. So it's like gnawing at him. Like, You know, have you ever been in a situation where you're walking on eggshells because you don't know the end results? You don't know what's going to happen or what's going to trigger a person. So you're scared to do anything. You're scared to be yourself. You know, it's like they controlling you, and you walking on eggshells, softly, gently, trying not to break them shells, right? So I'm gonna talk about the ending, right? John ended up telling his wife himself. John told his wife about the contract. He told his wife why he got in this contract. He even told his wife why he decided to tell her about the contract. John's wife was hurt, destroyed, because of everything that she thought. The one thing she didn't think, that he was cheating on her. So John's wife left him. April took John to court because John still wasn't going to fulfill this contract. He wanted to save his marriage. So even though John's wife left him, John still did not fulfill this contract. April thought she had it now. John's wife left. But that's not what John wanted. That's not the contract that John signed. John did his part. Went to court. So all the money that John did have saved, he used it in court. John won. It was proven that April had the contract altered. John, the good thing is that John had a copy of the contract and April had a copy of the contract. So John had a copy of the original contract. That's what saved him. Presented the original contract, and I guess, whoever looked at the contract knew that the contract was altered, changed. I don't know how she did it. The signatures, all that. Again, John won. So after John won, the contract was over. John pursued his wife. John got his wife back. John and his wife accepted that they rather struggle financially than involve another contract. What do you think? Money can't buy happiness, y'all. It cannot. I don't care what you have. I don't care what's your title, how much money you have. That's what you have. You're in control. If you want to share with me, you're in control. How much you want to share with me, you're in control. No. Let's build together. Money can be beautiful. It can help you, live a better life. But I feel it still can't buy happiness. It's like borrowed time. Borrowed time, such as this contract. This contract um, the offer. I'm going to offer you this and you offer me that. But it's still borrowed time. It's not for real, for real. It's a contract with the ending date. We're going to do this. But being April, with all the money, April was in control. April was plotting in the back of her head. April knew what she wanted from day one. She just went along with it. It's like a test. Let me see if I can reel in this bait with my money. Yeah, he bought it. I bought him. So now I just gotta increase my money. I'm gonna give him some more money. Because if I can buy you once, I can buy you again. Me, I'm not for sale. No. And let me add something else to it. If you a person that can be bought, if you are a person, plain, yeah, that you can be bought, whether it's you hung up on money, material things, you can be controlled. You will be in an abusive relationship. You are accepted. I know someone that was like that. Caught up. He got money. He buy me this. He buy me that. And yeah, he beat your butt, whoop on you, make you stay in the house, and go out and buy you a ring. And you're happy. Beat up on you some more. You know, you can't have no friends. No communication to the outside. You stay right here. When I come home, I want you right there. And if you move, I'm going to beat on you some more. And then I'm going to go buy you something and say I'm sorry. But look what he bought me. But look what he bought me. You can be bought. Me? I'm not for sale. Nope. But let me know what y'all think about my story. This binding contract. The offer. Talk to me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. And spending moments with Myra.